Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be showing you the new Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate blushes, and I have 5 of the new shades. I'm going to show you close-ups and swatches in natural light, and also I'm going to show you cheek swatches of each of the 5 shades. I'm going to show you arm swatches and cheek swatches. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're new here, a very warm welcome. I'm so happy that you clicked on my video and you decided to spend some time with me. I love talking about luxury beauty and I'm very passionate. And I love showing you swatches in natural light so that you can make an informed decision if a product is right for you or not. So if that sounds interesting, please be sure to subscribe and join this amazing community that we have here. We have a beauty family of so many makeup lovers, and I would love to have you on board. If you're returning, welcome back, dear friends. Let me know which is going to be your favorite color. I couldn't resist. I purchased 5 of the new colors, and today I'm going to show you everything. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to show you close-ups as always in natural light so that you can really see how the colors look. I think that all of these blushes are very beautiful. However, I was expecting that from the name Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate blush, I was actually expecting that this is going to be one of the colors was going to be a little bit more like a highlighter and the other one was going to be a little bit more like a blush. But these are just blushes. So this is just a palette with 2 different blushes. One is a little bit paler and the other one is a little bit darker. So you can mix the 2 colors together, or you can use just one, or you can use one on top of the cheek and the other one a little bit down to kind of sculpt the face. So I've already used them and I already played with all of the blushes yesterday. I did swatches of each of them on my cheeks, and I have to say that I like all of them. So they feel very soft, they feel very smooth, they blend effortlessly. So each of these blushes blends so beautifully on the skin, and I have to say that I'm quite happy with my purchase. I skipped some of the blush releases that have been recently, so that's why I decided that I can afford to purchase 5 of these new shades. And also I thought that it's going to be very useful for you guys, because if you can't go to store, if you can't swatch them, I thought that it's going to be useful if I give you footage and close-ups in natural light so that you can really decide for yourself if a product is right for you or not. So I was surprised that each of these blushes looks very beautiful on my skin. I think that they're very versatile and you can use them, and they are going to work actually on a lot of different skin tones. Probably the one that is going to be more suitable mainly for pale skin tones is number 1, because it looks quite pale on me. So today in this video I'm wearing number 1, and I think that this is one of my favorites. It's just very subtle on the cheeks, and I don't know how it's going to look on camera. I'm going to see that once I start editing the video, but in real life, I'm looking at myself right now in the mirror. It looks so natural on me and so beautiful. And this is probably my favorite one. Like if I had only had to pick one, I was probably going to go for number 1, just because I don't have this kind of blush and I really love it. It somehow matches my skin tone so naturally. Okay guys, and now I'm going to be starting with number 1, and I think this one could be my favorite. So I can pick the color very easy on the brush. So I'm going to apply the paler shade on top, and then the darker shade, I'm going to be applying it right on the cheek. I'm cleaning the brush. Again, picking the color very easy. I think this one in particular is going to be very suitable for anyone who has very pale skin. So this is number 1, and I think this is going to be actually one of my favorites, especially for the winter time, because it's very natural. Let me actually zoom in so that you can see better. You can see just a hint of color. I didn't want to build up the color too much, but I did apply enough. So I'm not sure how this is going to look on deeper skin tone, but I think that for pale skin tones, I think this one is just perfect. Moving on to number 2. So I'm not sure how this is going to show up on camera, but in real life it gives a very, very lovely peachy glow. Now I'm applying the lighter shade. And then I'm going to be applying also the more intense peachy shade. You can see I get the color immediately. These blushes are quite powdery. They blend very easy. So now you can probably see the difference between 1 and 2. 2 is, I would say, much more intense. And this is 1. So 1 definitely looks more natural, whereas 2... So with 2 I can definitely see more the peachy color, whereas with 1 looks more natural on my skin. Now I'm going to clean my face and we're going to swatch the other two. Okay guys, now moving on to number 3, and I'm going to be applying it here. First, I'm starting with a new clean brush. Once again, I'm taking the color very easy. And I'm starting with the pale shade. And I actually like this one better than I thought. I thought this was going to be too dark for me, but look, the pale shade looks very natural. And now I'm going to get the bronzy shade. I think that this could actually help me to sculpt my face also, because it's a little bit more bronzy. So for the bronzy shade, I'm actually going to be using a different brush, more precise one, so that I can place this right here so we can see if we can create more dimension. I'm very surprised, but I'm actually loving this one. Check this out. Next, moving on to number 4, and this one is a little bit paler than number 3. So I'm starting with the pale shade here. And then I'm going to get also the darker peachy shade. Okay guys, and I cleaned only this part of my face this time because my skin is getting quite irritated now. And I'm going to try number 6 here. So this one is very pretty, it's really nice. I think that this was one of my favorites. So let's see how this is going to show up on my skin. I'm starting with the pale shade. And I really love this. It's actually very pretty. Even the pale shade alone gives me just a hint of color. That's really lovely. I think this one is going to be one of my favorites. And now I'm going to apply the darker shade. I wanted to give you a quick explanation of each of the shades and each of the blushes, just so that you know, because even though I'm filming everything in natural light and I'm doing my best to show you different angles and I'm filming in different times of the day, there are some things that the camera cannot catch. So from left to right, the first 2 colors are number 1. And number 1 is completely matte. Both shades are completely matte. Next comes number 2. In number 2, probably something that you're not going to notice is that the pale shade has the tiniest little shimmers, but they are only visible when I tilt my arm and when I look very closely at the swatch and the swatch is facing the windows. Only that's when I can see the little shimmers. They are completely undetectable on the skin, but just they add some luminosity to the skin. Number 3, the paler peachy shade is completely matte and the bronzy color has those little shimmers once again. Number 4 is very interesting because the pale shade is matte and the peachy shade, the more deeper peachy shade, actually has a little bit of sheen. It's almost like a satin finish. It doesn't have visible shimmers, but it performs as a satin finish. So it has that really lovely sheen. And finally, number 6, the pink blushes. So the paler shade has a little bit of a sheen. It's almost like a satin finish, and the deeper pink color is completely matte. Okay guys, so I hope that all of the swatches and the close-ups in natural light were quite helpful to you. And I just wanted to give you my final thoughts on these blushes. I have to say that I really like them. I love the quality of the blushes and I love the performance. So I wore yesterday one of the blushes for a whole day. I was wearing number 6 and number 5, actually number 5 here, number 6 here, and I have to say that they lasted very well. They lasted all day long. So I have to share something that I experienced. Some of the blushes look quite pale when first applied, but then 10 minutes after application they tend to oxidize a little bit on me and the color becomes more vibrant. So I have to be careful to not overdo it, because for example with number 6 and number 2 I overdid it, because yesterday I was playing a lot with the blushes and I applied too much in the beginning, and after that the color became so intense that it was a lot. It was really too much. So you have to be light-handed. You have to see how it's going to work with your skin, but definitely they are pigmented enough. So even the palest shade, you can see number 1 right here. Now I'm wearing it and I didn't apply a lot because I like the subtle look of number 1. You can see that it still shows up on my face and it shows very naturally. So overall, I really enjoyed this new release from Tom Ford, and as you can see, I purchased 5 of them. I'm really happy. I know that I'm going to be using them a lot, and I know that I'm probably going to skip some upcoming blush releases because I have so many blushes right now. But I know that we have so many Tom Ford fans here, and I thought that it's really going to be useful for you to be able to see all of the blushes, side-by-side swatches and everything in natural light. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And I think that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video, and please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up. I truly appreciate it when you choose to spend time with me and when you choose to watch my videos. It means so much to me. Take care. Bye.